welcome everybody. My name is Lori Kampa, and I am a certified integrative health coach and the owner and founder also of workshopsdone.com. And this is an online school for health coaches to teach every step of the way on how to give wellness workshops in companies, in your community, and how to grow your list and grow your business and gain high-paying clients. So today we're going to be talking all about how to kickstart your email list to grow your wellness business. I have to say, this is probably one of the most important topics that I have talked about here on our weekly Wednesday live sessions, because it is so important to have a high quality, a healthy email list. So back in the day, way back when I was in sales, we would buy email lists and nothing would ever come of that, right? So the organic way of getting these email lists, email addresses, really truly is still the best way. So email marketing needs to be a part of every single wellness business. And I know a lot of you are probably just like me. I just want to be a health coach and help people. I didn't know I was going to be writing all these emails and content and Facebook Live, right? But when we have this build and we just think about that content as, what do you want to share with your clients? What is that problem that your ideal client needs to have your help to solve? That's going to be where you want to focus on your freebie, what you want to do. And the best way I have found, the number one way in growing your email list is definitely with live events. So wellness workshops, whether they're in person or virtual, doing a joint venture on a webinar, or doing something like an expo where you're doing something like that for a lot of people, because they're getting to know you. And then when you're in person, you're passing around a clipboard. But for most workshops, you have it set up that for them to even register, they need to give you their name and their email address. Then they show up and they get to know you and like you and trust you, so they're more likely to buy from you. So when I first started, I have to say I did so many things wrong when I first started. One of the things I did right is that I didn't start my website right away. I just started to do workshops. I started taking paying clients. And the reason why I was able to get paying clients is because I was giving workshops, and then people in the audience would ask if I would work with them. So when I first presented my first paid group program, I only had maybe 150 or 200 people on my list. I wasn't even using an email service provider. I literally had a spreadsheet. I was copy and pasting the names into blind copy. Do not do that. It is not professional. But I had about 25% of my list buy my $77 program. And you think that's a really high conversion rate. Well, I think it's because I offered free value to each person on my list, right? I was giving these free workshops. Now, some of them might have been some of my family members that said, yeah, just put me on there. But we do need to start with, who do we know? What are the easiest ways to do that? But what I have found is that email lists versus social media, that when people actually commit to giving you their email list, they're more likely to actually convert to paying clients versus just being in your Facebook group. So I think the best ideal is to have both, to have them on your email list and then to engage with them on social media in any way. But it's essential. If you hear one thing today, I want you to know that you need to always be continue to grow your list. When we have programs, and a lot of us will run like group programs about 4 times a year, once a season, maybe 3 times a year. And the most important time is not when you're launching your group programs or any kind of individual coaching that you might be promoting, but it's when you're not promoting anything. So that when we can spend time to grow our list, to nurture them, to actually warm them up, to have a relationship, when you do have something to offer them, an opportunity, they're ready to buy because they know you. So the focus on that strategy is to build momentum in your business, right? So that when you offer a paid webinar series or you offer a free webinar and it leads into a group coaching program, right? Your audience is ready to buy from you. And that's exactly what we want. We need to be making money so it is a sustainable business and not just giving everything away for free. So we have to be strategic about what we give away for free and what we charge for. So if you are continually growing your lists and you have systems in place to do that, your launches for your paid workshops or your programs absolutely will be more successful, right? We gather these email addresses, so we have this large audience to create more traction in our business. So you might be thinking, okay, I have 0 on my list, or I have 10 or 50. That's okay. The best time to start doing it is right now. So think today. We need to start now. The sooner that you can implement how to intentionally grow your email list with potential clients, the faster you're going to develop a rewarding and successful, very successful health coaching business. So one thing, the first thing is, what I didn't do is just choose an email service provider. You know, the way of just personally using your Gmail or Yahoo or even your work email is not that professional, because there's not a way for people to opt out, to unsubscribe. So an email service provider, also known as ESP, are free when you first start out. So most of them are free until like your first 1,000 subscribers. So I use MailerLite, and I find that it is more user-friendly than MailChimp for us non-techie people, but definitely look in to see what you like. But then you can get all of the results from when you send out an email, who opens it, how many people are clicking on a link to go further, to grab another freebie or anything like that. A nice, simple kind of solution to not write out more emails is you might send out an email once a month. 2 weeks later, you look and you say, well, these 20 people never opened my email. So you don't have to rewrite it. You just have to change the subject line and send it again and see if they open it that time, right? So we need to have that set up, and it takes just about 15 minutes to set up. And I don't know why for so long I was scared about setting it up. So, but if you don't have something set up yet, make sure to put everything in a spreadsheet. So you just need first name and then the email address. And then it's easy, very easy, just to upload that spreadsheet to your new email service provider. So if you want to ask some of your friends, your like close friends that you know want to be on your list, your family, but you do need to confirm that they want to be on your list, you can start with who you know. So the best way to grow a list is, again, to offer something free or maybe something low cost. So you're giving them this opportunity to say, you know, here, I'm giving you this juicy content of this problem that you need to solve, and I'm telling you some ways to solve it, right? So they're going to give an email list. Now, back in the day, we could just say like, oh, sign up for my newsletter. That doesn't cut it anymore. Think about how you don't sign up for something until maybe there's something of value, right? So we need to give people an incentive, something of value. Maybe it's a freebie to exchange that email address. So you may have heard these freebies called different names. So they can be called an opt-in, they can be called a gift, they can be called a lead magnet, a freebie, a giveaway, or just maybe simply an offer. So I just want to be clear that all of those mean the exact same thing. And so I talk about them in different language. And so you might hear that in other places as well. But a lead magnet, a freebie, right, a gift, they can be a lot of different things. So traditionally, what we see in our industry is a PDF guide, you know, how to kick sugar, you know, 10 ways to do this, right? But it can be any kind of cheat sheet. It can be a checklist. It can be a worksheet. It can be this, a recorded workshop. It can be an audio training. It can be you're having a challenge, like a 3 to 5 day challenge. They need to opt in. They need to give you their name and address to go ahead to do that challenge with you. It can be a quiz, which those are so hot right now. They are so much fun. I love doing quizzes. They can be a mini course. It can be a master class that is live or recorded. It can be any kind of training. any kind of, live wellness webinar, or again, it can be a low priced offer. So maybe a program that you give at a dramatically discounted rate to just get somebody in the door so they understand what it is like to work with you. And I think a lot of you know that when you first start working with somebody, it's easier to continue to work with the same people than get new paying clients, right? So we want to get more paying clients, more people on your list. So think about when you're creating your lead magnet, your freebie, what problem does your client have, and what guide could you quickly pull together to solve that problem? So if you think about, what are your clients' dreams? Like they're struggling with these uncontrollable cravings. They're struggling with pain in their body. They're struggling with migraines. What is it that you can provide to them so that when they read that guide, they understand, or they see that you understand that you can help them with their problem, right? So think about creating a resource that is focused on attracting the ideal client so that you know who you want to work with. So there is lots of information I could give you on how to create a lead magnet. But for today, we are going to really focus on now how to deliver your lead magnet. So first of all, come back here if you're multitasking. When you're creating your lead magnet and you're setting everything up, keep your free offers simple. So it can be putting something together in Microsoft Word. It can be going into Canva. But if you do Microsoft Word, you just save it as a PDF. So just think simply. So after you have it done, you can upload it to a place like Dropbox or Google Drive, or you can save it to a file on your website. You just need a place so people can access the file. So you need to get a shareable link that you can add to an email for them to download. So I work with a virtual assistant to put my freebies, my lead magnets on my website. So I can focus on my message. I can focus on my coaching to clients, serving all of you, and not all the technology that absolutely slows me down. So don't overthink or get stuck on this step of setting it up. Decide today how to do it, okay? Create this lead magnet once, and then you're going to reuse it over and over and over again. And that lead magnet is also going to be content for your emails, for your Facebook Lives, right? So think about what is it that you can really wrap your head around and talk about quite a bit. So these free offers can be anything that your ideal clients are going to be interested in. Of course, it is ideal to have many different kinds of lead magnets so that when you maybe have somebody in your Facebook group asking a question, you could say, oh, I have a great resource for you for that. Here you go. Here's the link. Now, if you're in somebody else's Facebook group, you can't actually offer the link, but you can talk to the organizer and set something up that maybe you can come in and do a Facebook Live together, and then you can offer a freebie with them, right? So even if you don't have your own group yet, then you can go to somebody else's and work with them, ask to see if that you can go and help them out in that group. People are always looking for new content. And if you don't have a Facebook group, please start one today. And you want to make that name a niche. We don't want to have it too broad because you really want to attract, you want the people to come to you, right? So next you're going to promote your offer to get new subscribers on your email list. So just remember, because I know this is like one of the hardest things, right? It is a disservice to stay small. And if you don't share your gifts, if you don't share your free gift. So just go big with the world and tell them what you have to offer. You probably you all have a personal Facebook page. You probably all have an Instagram page, so those are an excellent place to start. So share this passion with like your friends and your family. And unfortunately, it may take up to 7 times of posting and emailing to the people you already have on for engagement and talking about in lives in different places for people to actually sign up, because they don't see everything you post, right? It's not that they're going to be engaged with you for every single thing. So I'm going to give you a lot of ideas. So if you have a pen or a paper or pencil next to you, you're probably going to want to write some of these down. So some of the obvious ones are, if you have a website, absolutely use it. So having a pop-up on your website for a quick thing that says, free gift, free recipe guide or whatever it is, and then name just the first name and the email address. The more slots that you're asking for, the less likely they are going to sign up for that freebie. So keep it simple. All you need is the first name and their email address. So offer that so that they will be invited to receive this free gift from you. Also, I like to use sometimes my website as like I'm a sponsor of my website. So you'll see if you go to workshopsdone.com/video, which has all the recordings of these past weekly lives. On the side, I have, it kind of looks like advertisements for free mini courses, for a free download of the 10 must-haves to do webinars, wellness webinars. So it's nice and easy to just put something on your website. So look around and see, do you have some white space on the side? So again, if you want to see an example of that, just go to workshopsdone.com/video. You can get all the replays and you can download some freebies as well. So think about your website. Also, in social media, we want to have that great email list. Also, we want to be engaged in our social media. So think about doing posts on all different types of social media, and also live sessions at least weekly about that. So when you think about your Facebook page, then you have your Facebook group. Hopefully it's for your niche and you're growing that. But just think about, where do your ideal clients hang out? Where can you go? So back to, if you go to other groups, maybe it's a migraine groups, different things like that. Like I'm a member of a lot of groups about traumatic brain injuries. So when I had workshops on brain health, on supercharging your brain, I asked all the organizers, hey, can I promote this free webinar in the group? This is what it's going to be about. They all said yes. So like, that would be wonderful. It's free. And I actually wasn't even promoting anything. I really just wanted to be of service to that group. So you don't always, when you are giving a free workshop or doing something, you don't always have to be offering a freebie or offering a paid program at the end. Sometimes you do a workshop simply just to list build, and sometimes you just do it just to give back to your people, right? You give back to your community. So think about what your Facebook Live is going to be. Think about what your posts are going to be, because they're all going to be on the topic of your lead magnet. Everything is going to be leading to those links to get there. And make sure you say at the end of whether you're on Instagram Live, IGTV, Facebook Live, YouTube video, whatever. Hey, if you like this video, if you like learning these tips, then you need to download my free guide that gives more tips and tricks on this and this and this. So, right, so you're telling them that if you already liked what I'm talking about, you're gonna love what I made for you, right? So you're giving them an incentive to do that. So I see that mistake that some health coaches talk about it, but that they don't actually close it at the end. So make sure to do that. And personal messages to your friends on, whether it's Facebook Messenger, whether it's text, email, it seems like it should be so obvious, but sometimes we don't even think about, the soccer mom that we had a conversation with at the game about her headaches, or somebody that we're talking to about, oh my goodness, I ate this for breakfast and I feel so crappy, right? And to say, hey, I have a free guide for you. Would you like to be on my mailing list? And you can just exchange that information there. So think about how you can do this. So on Instagram, to do a live, to do reels, to do IGTV, and then tell them the link is in my bio. So you're going to want to put the link either in your Instagram bio or use Linktree, so it's on one of those. And again, make sure to say more tips and tricks right there. So you can also put it on your stories on Instagram and highlight that on your profile. Instagram, you can look up different hashtags. So if, for example, that migraine, to talk about hashtag migraine relief, or whatever you think that your people would be hashtagging, see what the posts are, see what people are struggling with for your people so you can create content. But also then when you have your Instagram posts, you need to do about 8 to 15 hashtags, and maybe they're going to search for that, and then you're going to organically come up, and then they'll start to follow you. If you're on, LinkedIn or Twitter or Pinterest, those are all going to be great places to also put that. So I have a list of like 25 different ideas of how to grow, and I know we don't have time to do everything here, but just thinking about, can you be a contributor for somebody for a print or online blog, right? Offer your freebies as your call to actions for writing a free article for the newspaper, for being a guest on a podcast, right? So think about your ideal market. Who are they listening to? What blogs are they reading at this time? And then of course, always just have your link to your freebie on your email signature. I think that email signature is always something that needs to have all your contact information, your title, your website, and the link to your freebie. Because this might be, for me, I use my personal email and I do a lot of my corporate contracting there, but I don't necessarily ask if they would like to be on my email list. So then that way they know that there is an option that is going on right there. So lastly, I just want to wrap it up to say, just to show up consistently, to grow your email list, just to have a system in place with lead magnets going, to have a plan, to work on maybe, one a month. Maybe your plan is to create 6 new lead magnets in, a year. And then, but if you do like 12 a month, 12 a year, think about it, that each month you're going to be having your email be focused on that topic. All your social media, your Facebook will be on that topic. The next month you go to the next one, right? So you're continually having content. And you guys all know me that I love to repurpose my content anytime I can. So you don't have to rewrite things when you already have your lead magnet. A lot of the things that you talk about in your lives, you'll have in your lead magnet. So I just want to come back here. Oh, thank you, Joanne. She just put in the link to the workshopsdone.com/video. And she just said, if it's on our email, where does the link go? Oh, okay. So thank you. So when you have the link, you would have it go to a landing page. And yes, in 20 minutes, it's hard to go through every single step of this automation here, but that's where I like to just use a virtual assistant to set it up for me. And I suggest most health coaches that if you are not techie, to use your gifts to coach, to write your contact, to do your lives, and let somebody else take 15 minutes probably to set up a quick landing page for you. So the link is going to go to the landing page, and then the landing page will say, name and address. And then that is going to have it so that it will go to a thank you page. And then you will get an automatic email. And I don't want anybody to feel intimidated by what I just said, because it is much simpler than what I just said. And I do have an opportunity that I would love to offer to all of you. So this is like one of those low priced offers to get an email address, but I have a wonderful course, and it's all about how to kickstart your email list. So it goes in depth about all the different ways that we just talked about, and it has 5 lessons in there. But what you also get is you get a whole PDF guide that's on Canva, and it's about 10 ways to reduce or to find peace when you feel overwhelmed. And I have actually about 50 different titles that you can choose from, but it's 10 tips basically on reducing stress. But because I know that for me, when I'm starting something brand new, I feel overwhelmed, and Done For You products help me to learn how to do it the first or second time. And then I can just use that as a template. You can actually just, update it in Canva to you, and then you can use it as a program that you can use for that. So I want to offer to you today a huge discount. So you're going to use the coupon code FB, knowing that you came from Facebook here, and you guys are going to get 40% off. So you get all the instruction on how to kickstart your email list. You get the PDF guide that's going to come in Canva and all the tutorials of how you can update that. And if you don't want to update it, we can find somebody that you can hire to do that, one of my virtual assistants. And then you get all the copy. So you get all the copy for your landing page. You know, what are you going to learn here? What's the personal message? Different things like that. What do you want to put on the thank you page? What are you going to put in that first email, that message? Then I like to create an automation. So then you have another email a few days later, like, hey, how's it going? Did you open this yet? I think a lot of us have probably put our names in and then never actually downloaded our freebie. So we need to remind them, have an automation to nurture them. So everything is included. So you have it all. So if you go to courses.workshopsdone.com, then you can look up the stress lead magnet and you can see that. And that coupon code is FB and you will get 40% off. But I thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I appreciate you coming in and learning about how to grow your email list. And I'm just going to quickly look on Facebook. Oh, of course, it timed out. But next week I will be back and we're going to talk more about different steps about growing your email list. So today I went fast over some portions. So we're going to have part 2 next week about how to kickstart your email list. So I hope you tune in. So save the date for next Wednesday at noon Pacific time and 3 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.